Hey there and welcome, my name is Pete and this is a short channel update video for November 2022. I don't actually have that much to talk about this month, so I'll keep this short, starting with a small change to the Pete Complete Patreon. From now on, new Patreon supporters will always be billed on the date of joining instead of the first of the month. So for example, if a patron joins on the 10th, they'll be charged on that day and then on the 10th of every month afterwards. In the past, they were charged the first time on the date that they joined and then on the first of the following month, which was confusing for people who joined at the end of a month, as they were billed again just a few days later. The new model is definitely more fair, I think, but wasn't possible until a short while ago. Please note, however, that this only affects new patrons, so existing supporters will not see any changes and will still be charged on the first of the month. Maybe Patreon will roll out something like retroactive date of joining billing for you guys at some point in the future. For now though, this feature only affects new patrons. At this point, maybe also a quick opinion from myself. Overall, I really like working with Patreon as a platform. Yes, there were some controversial headlines back in 2018, I believe, but from what I can tell, they seem to care about their creators. I've actually had the chance to speak to members of their team personally. I'm regularly invited to participate in creator surveys. They offer a lot of free resources for creators to grow and learn more, and the backend for statistics and all that stuff is becoming more and more user-friendly as well. It was admittedly a little finicky at the beginning a few years ago. Why am I telling you this? Well, people have asked me in the past why I'm using Patreon and not some other platform, or why I'm not using YouTube's channel memberships, and so that's basically the reason. I see no need to change. Should I ever move towards doing this full-time, then channel memberships might be something to add, but for now I'm very happy with what Patreon offers me, and I hope you feel the same. If you don't, then please don't hesitate to contact me, either via Patreon directly if you are a supporter, or via email to pete@petecomplete.com. Like I said, I really appreciate that they seem to listen to people like me, so I think it's only fair if I pay that forward and listen to you guys as well. And speaking of staying in touch with the community, I just wanted to very briefly address the very unfortunate issues of scammers appearing in the comments of my videos, even though I sincerely hope that no one has fallen for any of their tricks. And regarding this issue, I can basically only repeat what I already wrote in the community post a short while ago. When we have a giveaway or something similar on this channel, you will hear about it in one of my videos. If you're not sure about whether or not we currently have something going on, then please feel free to ask me. And no, I do not use Telegram or any other direct messaging service to interact with you guys, and I likely never will. So unless you hear me say it or it comes from my verified YouTube accounts, then please ignore and ideally report any comments that look like mine. It is unfortunate that this has once again become an issue after YouTube actually had the problem under control for a while, and usually they are quick when it comes to removing these imposter accounts, but still it only takes a few hours to do some damage, so it helps to stay alert. And again, if you are suspicious that something is not quite right, better be safe and get in touch directly. I'd be more than happy to answer a few extra emails if it helps keep things clean. Finally then, more of a look behind the scenes that likely does not have too much of an impact on the final product, if you will. For the last few days I have been busy building myself a new PC. Well, not entirely new, but being over 5 years old, my CPU started to struggle a bit with more demanding tasks, like say 300-person travel raids in RimWorld, so I needed an upgrade, and that meant upgrading the motherboard and memory as well, and you know how it goes, all of a sudden you're building a more or less entirely new system. Now, I reused some of my old parts and actually also bought the case and CPU cooler used, which is why the cooler is completely overkill for my 13600K, but still it was a fairly lengthy project, because of course these things always end up taking quite a bit longer than anticipated. I have now fully transferred everything over to the new machine though, but you will likely not see any major differences in my videos. Video quality will remain at 1440p 60fps, and none of the series that we currently have on the channel are too demanding in terms of hardware requirements, so this was more an upgrade to increase rendering and compression times for editing, to keep those frame rates high in case Randy throws even larger hordes of troubles at us, and to occasionally allow me to play some newer games on my own time. And yes, I realize what a privilege it is to be able to build a PC like this in times like these, and in part I do have you guys to thank for making it possible. Just last month I talked about what your Patreon pledges are used for on this channel, and this was definitely one of my bigger projects, and I don't think it would have been possible without your help. So thank you for that. Let's see what this new machine allows us to play in the future. And with that, I think we're done for today, but before we wrap things up, as always, I want to give a quick shout out to all the new Patreon supporters who joined the channel in the last month, and that being October, not November, just because there was some confusion last time. So, in no particular order, I want to say thank you to Jack Colbert, Jacob Billingsley, Ice, Ducro, Troy Salmond, Metric, Chris, Bookdove776, Leoko2696, Matt Irwin, user 12321485T2, Liv King, Heckarbor, Emerald Sausage, Zachary Saba, King Walter, Skylar Lott, Freaky Malachi, Brian Masak, Matthew Ennis, Wildhunt011, Elise, Harold E. Opus, Gilliam Frota Quintelas, Stephen Favron, Pseudopyro, Michael Akopian, and Rat Chapel. I hope I pronounced all of your names correctly, but again, as always, most importantly, thank you all so much for your support. And I would say that's it for today, so I hope you enjoyed today's short channel update video, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me and my channel further, then you can of course go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date, grab some merch over on shop.petecomplete.com, or check out and maybe even pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.